If you like this video, please click like, share it and subscribe. The button's down there. And if you want coaching with me in Nottingham Online, all the information is in the bio. So how you doing? All right. And this week I want to talk about something I see quite a lot and I think it's pretty pointless, and that is people drawing on the cue. So like I say, I see a lot of people, they've either been getting coaching somewhere else, or they've sort of just been down the rabbit holes on the internet, and they're trying to draw on the cue so that basically, to be fair, they're trying to have a consistent setup, which obviously makes sense. They want to be consistent. It's probably not why they're missing anyway, but I see what they're trying to do. But as you see from this little bit, it's pretty pointless. Right. This is why you shouldn't be drawing on your cue. Just saying it out loud kills me. So, obviously you've got to have a consistent setup. I get it, that's why they're doing it. They're telling you to draw on your cue, I get it, right? But you're doing it the wrong way around. You've got to work out knowing what your setup feels like because of this. So, all right, my setup, my natural setup is about there, right? So I've got my bridge hand about that far, right? So it's about that far from the cue ball, right? So as a rule, if the cue ball's on the brown spot, the V of your bridge should be on the green spot or the yellow spot, whatever. And that's an average position, right? Some people like Luca Brissell and Mark Selby a little bit, he's a bit further away, and they're all right. So it's not it's not a rule, right? But that's an average position, right? Some a bit closer. So I'm about average Mick, right? And then as far as that's where I think my backhand is about there. That's where I hold my cue, right? So I could get my marker out, mark there. And put a bit of tape or whatever, mark there. Put a bit of tape, that's what they do. And yeah, I'll always set up like that, right? All right, okay, makes sense. But what if there's a ball there? Now, obviously that's where I want to put my hand, isn't it? Right? So if I put that there and then hold this where I'm supposed to hold it, right? All of a sudden, I'm actually not holding it how I want to hold it. So I need to hold it back like that a little bit. So this is where this is a bit useless, because apparently I've got to hold it on the tape. So you're not going to use it then, are you? Because not always can you set up perfect, right? And then if I need to be closer, say I'm on the cushion like that and I want to be here, or there's a ball in the way, but I need to be here, right? All of a sudden I'm closer, but I've got to hold my cue where my tape is, because I can't do that, the marker on my cue, obviously, unless I move that, it's a foul, right? But now I've got to hold my cue where I normally hold it, which is about there. So now I'm set up like this. Now that's not going to work, is it? So what you need to do, right, with all this, is work out your setup, what you can repeat. And the only thing that can be consistent every time is how far a gap you've got between your hand and your chest, right? So again, I'll set up like that, and that's about my setup. So I've got about that much gap between my chest. So what I need to do is work out how far that is and how it feels. I can't be getting my tape measure out every time and measuring it, because like I say, I'm going to have to change positions. But from wherever I play, whether I've got my hand there, in the way, I'm there, I know how that distance from my chest, how far it is and how it feels. So there, got about the same distance again, because I know how it feels. I know where my arm is supposed to, my hand's supposed to be. And I'm creating the same distance every time. And again, that's not something I've measured. I've played, I've found a comfortable position and I can repeat it. And like I said, I know I'm like a dog with a bone. You've got to play this game with feel, right? And I know where my hand feels it should be. And no matter where I am, whether I'm cueing like this, I can get my hand to that point all the time there, because ultimately you're hitting the ball with that hand and you're creating that consistent hit. So I'm striking the cue ball at the same point of my follow through. So that's the consistency you need. This is going to chop and change. Like I say, ideally you'd be that perfect distance, but you can't always, the game isn't like that. You have to be able to use that feel. So that's the reason why when people are drawing on the cue, it's a complete waste of time. Get used to how it feels and crack on. So there you go. That's why I think it's a bit pointless. It's a bit daft. But because, like I show you there, you're not always going to be able to set up in that perfect position. So, you know, if you can't use it every shot, then you're not creating that consistency you're looking for, are you? But like I say, this game is touch and feel. You have to find something you can repeat, and there's something that you can repeat by just knowing how it feels. You know, my hit, it is what it is, and you need to get to a point where you only actually notice it when you've not done it properly or how you normally do it, because it just feels a bit strange. But in order to do that, if you keep chopping and changing, you've got no chance of being consistent, zero chance. You've got to find something you can set on and you can crack on. Dog with the bone, I know, but that is how you need to play this game. If you're going to get better, you've got no chance if you keep changing all the time, drawing on your cue, whatever. So, hope that was all right. Please comment below whether you agree or not, and I will see you soon.